Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video we're going to talk start collecting Warhammer 40,000, and today we're going to take a look at the combat patrol for the Orks. Now in this video we're going to go through the contents of the box set, talk about how we can build these models up, and what we can do with all the models on the tabletop briefly as well. We'll then take a look at a couple of other units we can use to expand upon this initial box set, giving the characters units they can actually join, or indeed bring in some characters for the other units we have. And then finally finish off the video with a little sample army list of 1,000 points for you to use, hopefully as some inspiration for starting your own army of the Orks in Warhammer 40,000 10th edition. Now, this box set is led by a war boss in Mega Armor, a pretty solid model. First of all, toughness 6, 7 wounds. It's got its Ooge chopper with 4 attacks, weapon skill 2+, and strength 12 as well, minus 2 AP, damage 2. It's also got the big shooter, which is a rapid fire 2 weapon, 3 attacks, 4+ to hit, strength 5, no AP, and damage 1. You do have a couple of extra rules, so you got Might is Right, where while this model is leading a unit, each time a model in that unit makes a melee attack, you can add one to their hit roll, and Dead Hard, when you call a War, which is your allegiance ability, until the start of the next battle round, this model has a Feel No Pain 4+ on top of anything else. Unit-wise, what this can lead? Mega Knobs. Now, we don't have any in this box set, but we will talk about Mega Knobs in the slide across. So next we have 20 Ork Boys, and these are the standard Ork Boys for the army. They're not the Beast Snagger Boys or anything like that, just the regular old Ork Boys. But these are a really cool unit to bring to the table. Ork Boys are dead cheap, so you're going to get quite a few of them on the table for a really decent points cost. And you've also got quite a couple of different options in here. With this box set, you could easily build this up as 2 different units if you want to, or you could choose to go into one big mob of 20 Ork Boys if that's what you want to do. Now you can have a single special weapon for every 10 models in the unit, and this can be either a rocket launcher or a big shooter. The boss themselves, the knob, can have things like a power claw or a combi shooter if it wants as well. Next up, we have the Deathcopters. Deathcopters are a cavalry unit, or rather a jet bike unit we have access to. Super fast on the tabletop and can take a variety of different shooting weapons, which is really nice. Now, they'll come standard with their Deathcopter rocket launchers, which is really cool. But they can also be upgraded to have things like custom Mega Blasters as well, which can be a really nice little punchy unit, given, you know, the points you're paying for these is not that high. And so your copter rockets, which is your standard sort of weapon, they're going to have the blast and twin link rule, D3 shots apiece, ballistic skill 5+, strength 9, minus 2 AP, damage 3, or the custom mega blasters, which I really do like. Now, they are the same strength and they are the same AP, and they've got a set 3 attacks, but their damage is what's random. So you really are going to go for one or the other with your random. You're either going to have random D3 shots at damage 3, or 3 attacks at random damage D6. Death from Above is really nice though, where each time this unit ends a normal move, you can select one enemy unit and moved over and roll a d6 for each model in the unit. On a 4+, that unit will suffer a mortal wound. Now the last kit we have inside of this box set is a Death Dread, one of my favourite Ork models. Now, you've got 4 arms here on your Death Dread, and as standard, this will come with 2 big shooters and 2 of its Dread Claws. And the Dread Claws are really nice. They have the Dead Choppy ability. For each additional Dread Claw you have after the first, you get +1 attack to its profile. And they are 4 attacks base, weapon skill 3+, strength 10, minus 2 AP, damage 3. So straight off the bat, this model is going to have 5 attacks and can go up to a maximum of 7. Now, you've also got the option for a couple of different shooting weapons. You can have the big shooters, you've also got custom Mega Blasters and rocket launchers, which we've already talked about. And you've also got the Scorcher as well for a nice Ignores Cover Torrent Flamer style weapon. Piston-driven Brutality is the unit special rule, where at the start of the fight phase, each enemy unit with an engagement range of 1 or more units with this ability must immediately take a Battle Shock test, which is pretty solid. Today's video is brought to you by Gap Games, a fantastic retailer in Australia for a variety of different miniature war games. If you'd like to help support the channel, we have an affiliate link where by clicking on and purchasing, you'll help support the channel, but you'll also help support Gap Games, which is a fantastic servant to the community. And so, where to go next for our Orks? And the first unit I want to look at is something to lead those Ork Boys, and for me, I'm going to go with a big mech with shock attack gun. Now, this is another one of those models I think is just truly orky. It's one of my favourite models from the range, but it's got a shock attack gun, which is a blast and heavy weapon with D6+1 attacks at a 60-inch range. Now, it hits on a 5+, and strength 9, minus 4 AP and damage D6. You know, it is high risk, high reward, can do nothing, but can also do an extremely decent amount of damage. For me, it is, you know, one of those things I really love just taking with Orks and playing around with the chance that things are going to go right, or they're just going to go wrong. It's sort of what the army really does do well. Now, you do have the more Dakar ability while this model is leading a unit. Each time you make a ranged attack, you can re-roll the hit rolls of 1, and the deranged snotling assistant in your shooting phase after this model's shot, you can allow you to select one enemy unit hit by one or more of the attacks, and that unit must take a battle shock test. Your grot assistant as well, once per battle, allows you to re-roll the dice when deciding how many attacks you're making with the shock attack gun. Now, he can lead just plain boys, which is really cool, but also if you have looters or mech guns for him to lead as well. Now, the next unit is going to be something for our Mega Boss to lead, and this is Mega Knobs. Now, Mega Knobs are a really hardy unit. They're effectively our heavy infantry for the Ork force. You're going to have some really punchy models in here. Now, they do have a couple of different weapon options available to them in the form of either their kill saws or their power claws. So this is going to be the two main different ways you differentiate between what sort of attacks you're going to get with these Mega Knobs. And so the power claws themselves can go with the combi weapon, which is really cool, as can the kill saws. So you're going to have these two different sort of main shooting weapons. Combi weapons will give you anti-infantry 4+, devastating wounds, and rapid fire 1. Meanwhile, you could go with the custom shooters, which are rapid fire 2, but they're going to put out 4 attacks instead, but they're going to have, you know, no extra rules. So really, it is up to you what you like to take with these and sort of what you want to do. But your melee weapon profiles are the kill saw is going to be nice, strength 12, minus 3 AP, damage 2, but only gets 2 attacks, or you can get the extra attack on your power claw, but you do drop down to strength 9. Twin kill saws are really nice. They stay at 2 attacks, but you do also get the twin linked rule as well for the unit. Now, Crump and Time is a special rule for the unit during a battle round in which you call a war. Melee weapons equipped by models in this unit will have devastating wounds as well, which can be really nice. For me, I do like having a couple of the twin kill saws in a unit, maybe backed up by a couple of different power claws. I think if you're going to go the single weapon, the power claws are the way to go, generating more attacks for you. But then your twin kill saws, a couple of them in there for that nice high strength 12 attack is really solid as well. And so, looking next where we can go, we have a ton of different vehicles for the Orks, and one of my favourite is the Shock Jump Dragster. I think this is a really fun vehicle. For the cheap cost of 85 points, you do get a custom shock rifle, which is one shot, albeit. Ballistic skill 3+, strength 8, minus 2 AP, and damage D6+1. But this is a really fun weapon because it does have devastating wounds, and it's also got precision. It also has hazardous as well, which is, you know, an issue. But it's also got its rockets there as well, which are going to be a blast weapon, giving you a few extra shots to target a unit if you don't get that precision shot off. But its shock tunnel ability is my favourite ability for it, where each time this model is selected to advance, you can remove it from the battlefield, set it up anywhere on the battlefield more than 9 inches away from enemy units, which is still in range with both its guns there. So this can be really cool, you know, just flanking, throwing as a little throwaway piece, going, hey, I'm going to come in and shoot you. But it doesn't even need to be throwaway because both guns are 24-inch range. If you can get, you know, a range where your opponent can't charge you, maybe distracting combat units and trying to snipe out the characters and buff pieces, give me a little cool sort of extra thing to have for your force. Now, the other unit I want to talk about are the Squig Hog Boys, another cavalry unit we have available, and this time actual cavalry, not like jet bike cavalry. Now, they do have the Wild Ride ability, which is really cool, where they can ignore any and all modifiers for their move, advance, and charge rolls, and the characteristic as well, which is really nice. You've got the anti-monster and anti-vehicle stickers for them, which are 1 attack, 5+ to hit at range, strength 5, minus 1 AP, damage 2. They keep those same rules in the combat as well, but they also gain Lance as well, which is really nice, giving you some really decent power in combat, and, you know, something that can actually take out some vehicles and monsters. Now, you do have a couple of war gear options. The Bomb Squeak in here allows you to just inflict some mortal wounds when the unit's coming around as well. And so here we have our sample army list for the Orks, obviously going with the War Tribe detachment. This is the current detachment we have available for the Orks. We've got our Warboss and Mega Armor, who is going to be our Warlord, and we have a Big Mech with Shock Attack Gun, obviously with a Grot Assistance. Battle line wise, we've gone for one big unit of 20 Orks. This is going to allow our Big Mech in here to lead them. We've got a Power Claw and Slugger on the unit's leader, the Boss Knob. And then we've got 2 rocket launchers. Seeing as we've gone for the Big Mech in the unit, I think the rocket launchers are the better choice, just trying to give us a little bit of extra armor and heavy infantry damage in there. Other infantry wise though, we've got the Mega Knobs in there with Cobby Weapon and Power Claws, and then we've got the 2 with Twin Kill Swords as well. And then we got the Death Copters in here, Squig Hog Boys, the Death Copters going with the custom Mega Blasters, and of course taking that Bomb Squig with the Squig Hogs. Death Dread, 2 custom Mega Blasters, 2 Dread Claws, and then a Shock Jump Dragster, rounding us out at a perfect 1,000 points for the Orks. Now it should be said, with the boys here, I've built these up so they can be built out of the Ork Boys kit, because it does come with a mixture of the Slugger and Chopper and Shooter and Close Combat Weapon models, so it's not a certain amount, but this is a loadout you can use for there. You'll get 2 special weapons, you get a knob, you could build 2 knobs and have 2 units of boys if you want a little bit more board presence, but I do think the big unit of 20 is just a nice way to keep them on the table, keep them alive, and make the most use of taking a Big Mech along with them to give them the most shooting benefits they can, because, you know, Orks need all the shooting help they can get. If you've got any thoughts on what to expand with after your first couple of purchases with the Orks, especially using the Combat Patrol as the start, love to hear from you down in the comments below. And so that is the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to come chat more with me, we have a Discord server for the channel, and that is linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel. This is either via Patreon or YouTube members using one of our affiliate links and codes down there, like Baron of Dice, Gap Games, or Mithras Games, or by supporting us directly on Patreon or YouTube members. If you'd like to do any of those, we have links for that all in the description, and as a special thank you to our Patrons and YouTube members, we'd like to give them all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons: Soren, Kenny Lowell, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Q Dynamic, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Benjamin Swallers, Red Martin, Iron Grinch, Colorblind Magic, Grimscold, and Andy C, and our YouTube members: Greenrich Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, James Tillman, Disco, and John Castle. Lastly, a special thanks to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork you see on the channel. Once again, everyone, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment down below. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.